John, I think that there's a lack of understanding among young people about what exactly a local council do. Why should we all vote on the 5th of June?
It's a good question, Michelle. To be honest with you, finding out what young people's issues are is a giant step for most politicians, be they local or like TDs. But I'll deal with the question, the latter half of the question. Why should you vote? Well, it's your right to decide who you want to run the country. And if people don't vote, then they get basically what they deserve. People in Ireland have fought and died for our freedom, for our democracy, and your vote is your personal imprint on how you feel the country should be run and who should represent you. So that's why you should vote on the 5th of June. If people don't vote, what sort of country do we have? I mean, don't forget, at the end of the day, the people are sovereign. And what that means is that their vote determines who runs the country, both at a local level and at an Oireachtas level. In relation to what a local councillor does, well, if I'm elected, I'll be part of South Dublin County Council. In this particular area, it's divided into several different areas. You have the Rathfarnham local electoral area, which goes from Ballycullen all the way down to the Dodder, and it includes your own area. There are 4 seats available, and those seats are determined by the number of people who are on the electoral register. In our particular area, at the moment, there's a little over 38,000 people entitled to vote, represented by about 12,000 houses. Now, the local election candidate, if elected, will be one of 4 people for this area in South Dublin County Council, representing all the local issues that are involved in this particular neck of the woods, so to speak. And that would be relating to extensions to schools, housing, roads, sports, any issue that effectively involves a local issue, like from tree pruning. Like in your area, maybe your trees need to be pruned, you can go on. You can ring, of course, South Dublin County Council yourself, or you can ring your councillor and say, look, we've been trying to get this done for ages. It could be an issue with traffic lights. You can't get out of the estate. You need a bit of a push on. I would be meeting, even as a local election candidate, quite a number of the residents' associations who would have issues in relation to, say, antisocial behaviour, binge drinking, all of those kind of issues. That's effectively what local election candidates do. And it's important that you vote on the 5th of June so that you have people whom you want to represent you in South Dublin County Council and who can do all of those things for you.
So, as a member of the local council, if you were to be elected on the 5th of June, as a young person, I can take my issues directly to you?
You can, but what a local councillor can do is a local councillor can take your issues in association with other people who share your views and bring that directly to the TD and try and get something done. So basically your local councillor is the person on the ground who's taking information from you and bringing it up the chain of command to get the job done. And of course you have recourse afterwards to come back and say, look, I asked you to do this for me, how's it going? Or what's happening to it? Or maybe there's other people who share your view and want to talk to me about it. So it's a very, very important element. It's the bottom level of the political ladder, but it's very, very effective and extremely important because you get people with new ideas, fresh ideas. It's part of the dynamism of democracy.
I think one of the issues that are facing young people today is employment. I mean, I have a part-time job, but I know a lot of my friends have had difficulty finding part-time jobs recently. Is there any prospects for them if you were to be elected to the local council?
Well, I'll speak about it as a locally potentially elected candidate in the first place. And it is a very, very important issue at the moment. Indeed, I did an article in one of the Free Press Southside People very recently about part-time employment, in particular for people like yourself and students, because what's been happening is a lot of those jobs are gone at the moment, and that's putting more pressure on parents who now, in addition to funding the daily things they have to fund throughout life, are now finding that they have to fund their daughters and their sons who are in college. And what I've been suggesting is that the local businesses in the area should get together, combine their resources and try and see if there's a way to get those jobs back. Because the future of this country and the future of our own area is all about jobs. It's jobs, jobs, jobs. So if I was to say to you that as a local election candidate, it's quite difficult for people like me and for politicians in general to find out what's important to young people. You know, there's this there appears to be an apparent lack of connection between the two, and local election candidates and existing politicians want to know what your issues are, and it's difficult to reach out. I'm trying to do that by the use of my webcasts at the moment on my website. But if I was to ask you both what you think your issues are, where I could help you, what would those issues be?
Well, like, I personally think around Rathfarnham, it's safety and stuff like that. Even I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I don't know about you, but walking home in the dark by myself, because there's things like cars stopping and trying to get young people into the cars. There's things about people stopping and offering young people sweets coming out of Loretto and stuff like that. I just think it's kind of dangerous out there, especially at night time and stuff like that. Right,
so you'd be talking, and of course there was that sad incident about that lady recently in Bushy Park.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is perhaps speaking to the local Gardaí to see if there could be an improvement in the patrols on the streets.
Yeah.
That's a very good idea. That's definitely something that could be done. Yes, very good. And is there anything else you can think of?
I think there's a problem with graffiti
around
Rathfarnham, but I don't know if anyone would do anything about that. Maybe the residents' associations or the guards.
Well, believe it or not, the South Dublin County Council, and they're to be congratulated on this particular aspect, and indeed many aspects of what they do, but they have a particular gang set up, a team who are an anti-graffiti team, and if they know where to go, they come out and they take all that graffiti off the wall. But of course a lot of that, Michelle, is down to educating the people that do the graffiti in terms of what's acceptable socially and what's not acceptable socially. That's kind of a community thing. Like, you can take the graffiti off the wall and it might come back again the next day. And there are people available in South Dublin County Council that do that, and they're doing it quite regularly. It's becoming a bigger issue in this area, and it is something that's important to me, and it is something I will deal with. But as I say, it's a social norm thing. It's more a question of them not feeling cool because they do it, because it's not very cool.
Some places in town allocate walls and stuff like that where people can go. They're kind of hidden areas. And they can go and graffiti there, proper graffiti, so if that's
Absolutely, yeah.
Something like that.
That sounds like a very good idea. There you go. Something for us to explore. Thank you, girls. We only had a short time today to deal with young people's issues, and I'm anxious to learn more about those issues and to see what I can do to help. So don't forget to tune in to my website and watch my new webcast on www.johnphelan.eu.